Hello students, today we are going to study a poem, Vocation by Rabindranath Tagore. The speaker in this poem is a little kid that goes to school. He meets three people, first a hawker, then a gardener, and lastly a watchman. Let's go ahead with the poem. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." In the first stanza, the child sees a hawker on his way to school. When he sees the hawker, he wishes that he could also spend his day on the road crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." He feels that there is nothing to hurry the hawker on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, and no fixed time to return home. These things he cannot do being a child, so he aspires to be a hawker. Now we have the next stanza. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or get wet. I wish I were a gardener, digging away at the garden, with nobody to stop me from digging. In this stanza, he wishes to become a gardener because a gardener does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust and nobody scolds him if he gets baked or wet in the sun. So the child thinks that if he was a gardener, nobody would stop him from digging or playing in mud. Here we have the last stanza. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman, walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. In this stanza, he finally sees a watchman and wants to be like him, so that he could walk through dark and lonely streets all night with his lantern and chase shadows. When he is put in bed and not allowed to roam outside, he sees the watchman swinging his lantern with his shadow at his side, and he feels that the watchman never ever once had to go to bed in his entire life. The poem tells about a boy who, being a child, had to follow certain norms and couldn't do things which he liked, and that's why he somewhere envied the hawker, gardener, and watchman and wanted more to be like them. Here our poem comes to an end. Now, if you have any queries, any questions, something which you have not understood, please kindly DM or give a call. Thank you, students.